I find that I often become bored with my Minecraft worlds. Playing for a month or two, getting all the best gear, building the same house before, I give up, and I restart in a brand new world, over and over. So, to try and solve this and challenge myself, I will be surviving an entire year on one Minecraft world, slowly updating the game as the year progresses. For the month of February, I will be playing the 1.1 and 1.2 updates for 2 weeks each. The 1.1 update had no official name and was a pretty small update. It added superflat and spawn eggs, neither of which affect my survival world. It also added some awesome changes. Sheep can finally regrow their wool, crops don't get trampled just by walking on them, and more. These old mechanics are some of the main annoyances I had with the 1.0 version, so this week will feel a lot more like classic Minecraft, just without the jank. Let's begin. To start off the month, I decided to go exploring and fill out a map of the surrounding areas. I found a lot of things I was missing last month, like a snowy taiga, the ocean, apples, eggs, and finally, some doggy friends. I was desperate to tame these guys, and I spent a whole night by their side killing skeletons, just to make sure they wouldn't despawn. Worth it. For now, they're just going to sit at my base, but I promise I'll make them home later. I also found a well put together village with a blacksmith's chest this time. I think I'll fortify this later and turn it into some sort of town. The village is pretty, so it deserves to be protected, unlike the ugly village in the desert. Fun side note, when I was going through the taiga, I mined some snow, and then the whole world bugged out, and I accidentally x-rayed right through the map. Okay, a quick relog fixed it though, just old Minecraft being old, that's alright. When I got home, I saw that the sheep were finally able to regrow their wool, which is something I didn't know I had to worry about until last month. I'm definitely going to build a rainbow sheep farm later, because it's really the only way to get any colorful blocks in this version. For now, I started to work on my base. I got rid of all the sugarcane and started to build. I got into an awesome groove, where I just built and built and built without even really thinking. I planted a grove to farm trees, a big wheat farm next to the lake. Next, I laid down some cobblestone along the hill that surrounds the base and built up a castle wall. And it turned out really well. To end off my creative spree, I've finally built a collection of what I think is all the blocks I can get right now, just without silk touch. I got a diamond block, a brewing stand, and everything in between. I'm sure I'll remember something I forgot later, but for now it's good. Afterwards, I harvested my wheat and got a full, fresh replant. This always feels nice. The whole building spree was awesome. I really got the nostalgic Minecraft feeling of just building whatever you want to, letting your creativity run wild. This is the exact feeling I was trying to capture with this series, so I guess we can just end it now. I'm just kidding. When I logged back on the next day, I thought a windmill over by the wheat farm would fit in nicely, so I got to building. I don't really know how to build windmills, it's not something I usually do, and I think you can tell because it didn't turn out very good. But it's good enough, so I left it. It's better than nothing. Later, I discovered you can make enchanted golden apples for just 8 gold nuggets, so I made as much as I could. But upon using one, I found out they just give you regeneration for like 5 seconds. It's not much, but at least they're cheap. To end off the week, I gave my girlfriend a world tour, which I will post at the end of the month. Finally, I did a little mining and decorated the base. It was a good week. Week 2. So, when I gave my girlfriend a tour, she asked me to build her a house on this world. A heart-shaped cabin in the snow, so of course I got right onto that. I decided to build along this little snowy cove, and after getting the outline right, I got the walls and roof put together. I built the floor, decorated with pink, obviously, and made a garden outside for some flowers. I also added a watchtower on the beach so you can see the heart shape from above. Before I left, I also hired a housekeeper to do some of the chores while I'm away. Hope she likes it. Back at base, I decided to get working on the rainbow sheep farm, which was a lot less of a hassle than I imagined it being. Everyone got their own little pens and a breeding partner, so we can have plenty of baby sheep. I also made these aqueduct kind of things in between the rows of pens. I think the water helps the grass regrow faster, so the sheep can eat more often and I can get more wool. I mean, even if it doesn't work, it can't make it worse, right? Anyway, I got everyone died, and I thought I was done, so I went off to the spawner to get some new tools. I got some good enchantments on my axe, and on my shovel, I got silk touch, finally. Would have been nice to get this on my pickaxe though. I mean, at least it means I won't have to make any more grass ladders like I did for the ravine. Afterwards, I used my new axe on some trees, and I finished building the legs on the bridge all the way to the end. So now I'm finally actually done with it. Although, I kept noticing random brightly colored sheep all over the place, but I'm not exactly sure where they came from. So it turns out that the sheep can just phase through the fences if they feel like it. and a lot of them were feeling like it, so I had to devise a solution. Originally, I thought you could just put a block over the fences and have a ladder to get out, but the sheep learned how to climb ladders. So I built the fences even higher, but then the sheep just phased through those ones instead. Eventually, I found the solution was to parkour out of the pen, which the sheep haven't learned how to do. Yet. Now everyone is secured in their color-coded pens, where they will breed and be sheared for eternity. After those shenanigans, I started building a road over to the snow base. And once I got to the ocean, I got distracted and tried to look for Mushroom Island. I was successful in finding nothing but an infinite ocean. After that, I went back home because I needed more stone and wood for the bridge, as always. Planted some trees and worked on clearing out more of the museum so I can mine cobble while the trees grow. I got enough cleared out for an oak, birch, and spruce exhibit, which is all I can do for now. I think it turned out well. I went to go put away some scraps when I died, jumping into 3-block deep water. Well, I'm glad this isn't hardcore because that was some BS. Anyways, I set up a minecart rail along the bridge and then finished the path to the snow biome. I still need to add more supports though. However, I'm getting really low on raw materials. I have almost no cobble, barely any wood, and I only have 3 diamonds to my name. It's about to get real grindy. Good thing you don't have to watch that though. How nice of me. To end off the week, I just stockpiled materials. Gotta do it. Weeks 3 and 4 I played on the 1.2 update, which was a pretty big update, at least compared to 1.1. The old McRegion format was replaced by the McAnvil format, whatever that means, so now the world runs smoother, even with the height limit being doubled to 256. Jungle biomes and some other structures are added, along with other cool features, like new wood types and redstone lamps. And finally, you get 6 slabs for 3 blocks of wood now, something that I think should have been obvious. Just like last month, I didn't play very much for weeks 3 and 4, but I still got some things started. First off, I made a ton of redstone lamps because I love them as lighting source. Next, I explored the northern part past my map. I found the ocean right after my bridge ended, so I think I'm going to build there as a stopping point. Also, I can't figure out these old maps. I tried to make a new map in a different area outside of the original map, but it just created an already filled in copy of the original map. I don't know. I followed along the shoreline to a tiny jungle surrounded by snow, of course. I got the jungle stuff, like the logs and the saplings, and then I went home. Once I was back, I started working on the sequel to the 111 Hotel. With a doubled height limit, I of course want to build a skyscraper all the way up to max build height. I'm going to call it the 256 skyscraper, which is a pretty lame name, I know, but I can't think of anything better right now. Let me know in the comments if you have a good name, I'll dedicate it to you. I decided to build on this hill next to the museum, which means it's already starting out lower than the 111 tower. It's going to be a lot of building. I started out by making a giant house, with each floor having its own wood type. I added all the decorations, a jungle garden outside, and a working lighting system with a chime. For the roof, I used nether brick, which is something that's completely new to me, but I love the way it turned out. I've also been trying to use texturing in this build, and I love it. It can take a bland stone wall that you kind of just ignore and turn it into a cool part of your build. It allows you to look natural while still clearly being handmade. After I got to the jungle floor, I started working on the skyscraper part. It's going to be a giant stone tower all the way up to build limit. I got like 6 floors done and then installed a ladder and a water chute to get up and down the building quickly. But I ran out of time for this month, and I couldn't finish it. That's all for February. Thank you for watching. Now here's some concluding thoughts. Like I predicted at the start of the month, February was a very fun month to play. It felt like all the classic Minecraft stuff, but just without some of the annoying features that the 1.0 version had. Like I said, at the start of the month I had this amazing streak where I just built and built and built, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had in Minecraft in a while. And, you know, stuff like that is the main reason I'm doing this series. This is a really fun month, and even though I didn't get to play much towards the end of it, I'm still looking forward to next month. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.